Hi, everyone. Welcome to our next presentation, our next series, actually, on heart and brain health. So the last series we covered was your metabolism, and we debunked calories in, calories out, and we talked about storing fat versus burning fat for energy. Well, this topic, this next series that I'm going to do is focused on heart and brain health. And my background predominantly is cardiovascular. So heart disease and arterial disease. That's where I spent most years of my 25 years in medicine. And so this gets me super excited because there are some powerful new tools we can use to focus on preventing heart disease and improving our brain health and protecting our memory. So this gets me really fired up, and I'm excited to be here today. For those that don't know me, my name is Linnea Baker. I am a board certified family nurse practitioner, and I'm excited to get to do some education today on heart and brain health and start this series off. The information I'm getting is from the book Healthy Heart, Healthy Brain by Dr. Bale and Dr. Doneen. Dr. Bale is a medical doctor, and Dr. Doneen is a doctorate of nurse practitioner. And I'm just so grateful for each of you who give me some of your valuable time to educate yourselves on how to stay healthy and improve your health. So this quote is so powerful, and I absolutely love it, and it really sticks with me. Superior doctors prevent the disease. Mediocre doctors treat the disease before it is evident. Inferior doctors treat the full-blown disease. And this was written and found in the first known Chinese medical text around circa 2600 BC. So really powerful. And this is so different than how the United States focuses on healthcare. In the United States, we're a very reactive country. So we treat the illness. And I always say, that medicine is sick care and food is health care. And that is true to a point. There are some things we're really gonna learn and dig into from this book that I'm so passionate about. But we're very reactive in Western medicine in the United States. And we are in this country, we are rated the top, the number one for healthcare expenditure per person in the world. But we are rated 31st for longevity. That's a problem. And that's because our healthcare system is broken and it's focused on reacting and not preventing. And that's why I do what I do. And I'm excited to get to be in this lane and on this platform, sharing this information with you to empower you to have these discussions and really advocate for your own health. So 1 in 4 heart attacks and strokes are repeat events, according to the CDC. 1 in 4. We know that heart disease is the leading cause of death in this country. 1 in 4 heart attacks and strokes are repeat events. That's powerful. So here's a little bit more statistics and background. More than 1.6 million Americans suffer heart attacks and strokes every year. And from that, 775,000 will die. And it's actually now, and this is so important, and this is where my passion just leans in. It's now increasing in the younger adult population. So we're seeing these arterial diseases, which is heart disease and strokes and these things that are chronic disease and seriously detrimental to your health and quality of life. They're now starting in the younger adult population, so ages less than 55 years old. And current standards of care, they don't detect the disease before it's a full-blown problem presenting as a heart attack, stroke, or cardiac arrest. The actual tools we use for risk stratification to see what your 10-year risk is, and we're going to go into that. One of the tools is the Framingham Risk Assessment, and it's really missing so many people. It's not accurate, and we're going to go dig in a little bit more on what we use and what we can use in place of it to be more holistic and to really capture these people who are at risk of heart disease or any kind of arterial disease. And when I talk about arterial disease, it's because the arteries are where the blood that is oxygenated. So the oxygen-rich blood that's going to your entire body. It feeds your muscles, it feeds your all your organs. It's the blood flow that gets the oxygen all around your body. Well, every artery in your body, from your legs to your brain, your neck, your heart arteries, everything is made of the same material. It's all the same lining. So if you have heart disease or you've had a stroke, you're at risk of having arterial disease, which is disease in the arteries anywhere in your body, because it's all the same type of blood vessels. So just because you had a heart attack doesn't mean you're just at risk of that. Yes, you are, but you're also at risk of all the other arteries having damage. And we know that arterial disease is a silent disease until it's full blown. And that's part of why this is missed. Just like we say diabetes is a silent disease. It's high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Those are silent diseases until they're full blown and they get missed, okay, if we're not checking for them. Now, if you're going for your routine appointments, prevention as far as going in and doing annual well women and annual checks for men, they're going to check your blood pressure, they're going to do some lab work, and we'll catch some things, but there's so much we're not catching, and it's because it's not the standard of care, and it's not your provider's fault. It's what is in the literature that they've been doing for standard of care for years. It's what I was trained in, and my eyes are now open to how much more we could be doing. The secondly, the reason why it's a problem is that the current tools we use, like I said, the Framingham Risk Assessment, it's not assessing the risk of these chronic diseases adequately. It's inadequate, and we just covered that. So from intervention to prevention, that's what I want to do. Let's focus on preventing the actual chronic disease. Let's prevent the heart attack. Let's prevent the stroke, whether it's your first or your second. Like, let's just not have any more happen, or let's prevent it from happening in the first place. So intervention is when you have heart disease and you're in the cath lab and they're putting in stents, or they're doing bypass surgery, or they're giving you medications. But if we could get to the prevention side where we catch your risks and we can treat and work on decreasing your risks earlier and catching all of them, then it would go a lot further. So this Baldolin method, and the information I got was on page 8 of this book, the Healthy Heart, Healthy Brain. Since 2019, they came out with the Arterial Health Assurance for Life Plan, the AHA, Arterial Health Assurance for Life Plan, since 2019. And they developed this with over 20 years of clinical experience and landmark research in arterial health and disease reversal. So guys, we're not just talking about preventing the disease, we're talking about reversing the disease you have, which is so powerful, in a holistic approach. This book, like I said, it blows my mind, that you can reverse the disease you have and also prevent it from ever happening or having another episode, okay? Which, like a heart attack, like you had a heart attack, let's prevent a second one. Had a stroke, let's prevent further arterial disease, let's prevent further strokes. So, so powerful, this tool, and it is evidence-based, and it does have lots of backing behind it in the research. And then they have a 6-step plan, and it's designed for people who are worried about having a heart attack or stroke or dementia or other cardiovascular disease complications called CVD. That's what the 6-step plan is. So not only do they tell you how to identify the different risks in a more holistic way to catch all these people that we were missing before, but then they give you a plan on what you can do to help yourself. And then this is something you can take and work on with your healthcare provider. So arteriology is what this book focuses on, and this is a new medical specialty, and it's a heart attack, stroke, and dementia prevention method. We want to keep our brains healthy. We want to reduce the risks of heart attack and stroke. We want to be preventive instead of intervention, right? We want to prevent instead of have to deal with the actual disease. And we want to reverse any disease we have so we don't have any more events. And this was pioneered by Dr. Bales and Dr. Dolin. So, like I said, arteriology is a holistic approach to arterial wellness, and the Baldolin method has additional health benefits aside from what I just said. So not only can it help with brain health, and it's proven to reverse and improve or prevent dementia and different things with our brain health, but also heart disease and strokes, but also it lowers the risk of onset of diabetes, and it lowers the risk of chronic diseases of aging. So when we talk about chronic diseases of aging, we're talking about Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, different vascular dementia, chronic kidney disease, erectile dysfunction, peripheral arterial disease, cancer, heart failure, vision loss, high blood pressure or hypertension, fatty liver disease, and atrial fibrillation. So very, very powerful, the tools we now have available to identify the risks we may have for these different diseases, and then be able to get control and lower these disease risks and improve our health. So arteriology is a proven, easy to implement method to protect and enhance your heart and brain health while also optimizing the wellness of the more than 60,000 miles of blood vessels that nourish every organ, muscle, and tissue in your body. And that came from the page 8 of the Healthy Heart, Healthy Brain book I just was talking about. We have over 60,000 miles of blood vessels, and we're talking about the arteries that nourish. That's just the oxygenated blood. When they say nourish, the oxygenated blood that's carried through these arteries from your heart out to the rest of your body that supports your entire body, the muscles, the organs, the tissues, okay? So why is there a need? Well, currently, when we talk about these chronic conditions, they're actually treated by separate specialists. So I told you that all the arteries in our body are made of the same type of lining. So if you have a problem with heart disease, you have to worry about your neck arteries, your carotid arteries, your leg arteries, your peripheral arteries, because they're all made of the same thing. So if you have plaque and problems in your heart, you have the risk of having it anywhere in your body, okay? Well, currently, if you have a heart problem, you go to a cardiologist. If you have dementia or stroke things going on, you go to a neurologist. If you have peripheral artery disease, you're going to go to a vascular doctor. But the problem is this is the same disease affecting different parts of the body, but the the specialist that you go to, like if I go to the cardiologist, but they're not working on your stroke. If you have a stroke, well, they're dealing with the heart problem. The stroke goes to the neurologist. So it's very compartmentalized amongst these specialists. And we want to have a holistic approach. And arteriology actually encompasses the total holistic care of the patients that have any kind of diseased arteries. And that's what makes this so powerful. And then anyone who's been following me and listening to my talks and the things I cover, well, I'm always talking about inflammation is the root of chronic diseases. And what is the primary goal of arteriology? It's to prevent arterial inflammation. And what is that? It's the fire that sparks most chronic diseases. Inflammation is the fire that sparks most chronic diseases. We want to prevent the inflammation from happening in the arteries, which is the focus of holistic healthcare and what I focus on as well. And we want this because this allows you to fight back before the actual disease and conditions start. So that's why this is so powerful. And there's new research out there that most people will live the final 13 years of their life in an unhealthy state. And that's when I talk on my mission statement. And I want to have a health span that equals your lifespan. I want you to have quality of life and health in the end, towards the end of your life, the last 15, 20 years of your life. I wouldn't want to be suffering and unhealthy and miserable, fighting off chronic diseases. I may live 13 extra years, but if I'm living with no quality of life and not able to do the things I enjoy and I don't have health, then that changes everything. And so what we do now and the decisions we make now truly impact what's going to happen in the end of our, towards the end of our life as we age. So if we are not taking care of ourselves now, it's going to catch up with us because the root of Western culture, the American culture, everything we do in our lifestyle, in our culture, the foods we eat create inflammation. And if you want to control and decrease your risks of chronic disease, well, we need to decrease chronic inflammation. And that's the root of these diseases. And this book focuses on holistic health, but specifically preventing arterial inflammation. So you can see how this is a great fit for what I do, and then fits my background of 25 years in healthcare and the majority being focused in cardiology. So they additionally offer a 3-step evidence-based plan to protect your memory. And I know as I age, I want to remember the important things that have happened in my life with the people that mean the most to me, right? And so preserving your memory, it gets more and more important as we age, and they give you a plan to help you with that. So rapid reversal of arterial disease. This is so crazy and mind-blowing and just gets me so excited. So if I'm excited and I've been doing this long, you guys should get excited too, okay? It's kind of like when I'm on an airplane, I watch for the flight attendant to know if we're good or not. Well, I'm telling you, if I'm getting excited on this, get excited because this is powerful stuff. The peer-reviewed study by researchers from Johns Hopkins Cicerone Center for the Prevention of Cardiovascular Disease, okay? They did a peer-reviewed study. And what the researchers found was that the Bale-Donin method rapidly shrinks and stabilizes arterial plaque in the first year of treatment. And the plaque that gets into the arteries, that damages the arterial lining, gets damaged, inflammation's happening, plaque gets in there, it can rupture and then lead to heart attacks and strokes and different types of disease in any artery in the body, including peripheral artery disease. So when we say that the Bale-Donin method, that the researchers in this peer-reviewed study found that the Bale-Donin method rapidly shrinks and stabilizes arterial plaque in the first year of treatment, we know that that helps people avoid heart attacks and strokes. So this method is proven, and that gets me excited. So in summary, guys, arteriology is a holistic specialty of medicine, a new specialty and holistic to prevent the onset or recurrence of heart attacks, strokes, and any disease of the arteries. It focuses on decreasing the arterial inflammation. And we said the arteries are the blood vessels that take the blood that has oxygen from the heart and pumps it out to the rest of the body, okay? And the goal is to help people achieve a health span that equals their lifespan. And as I've told you before, I am on a mission to positively impact your health and wellness through education and coaching to create generational health. So if I teach you to be healthy, your children and their children are going to be healthy because you've taught them, because more is caught than taught. And also a health span that equals your lifespan. Let's have quality of life and get to really live in as we age and not be living our lives based on going to all the doctors and managing all these chronic diseases and feeling poorly. Let's truly have a robust health, improve our health so we can enjoy ourselves while we're aging and spend quality time with the people we love and not feeling miserable. Because trust me, guys, I have taken care of patients of all ages and patients who have struggled with all kinds of chronic disease in all 25 years that I've been in medicine. And you want to make the choices now that are going to preserve your health or improve your health or impact your health in a positive way as you age. And it's never too late. So start now. Don't make, so many of us say, I'm going to start Monday. I'm going to start after the holidays. I'm going to start for the summer. I'm going to wait for this break. I have this event coming up. You can start now and make changes. Little baby steps, progress over perfection. So if you're struggling, if you're needing some guidance or you have questions, reach out to me for a free health consult. And you can do this by commenting below or private messaging me. I am so excited to get to share this series with you guys. It truly, as you can see, lights fire under me and gets me excited. So I hope you're excited as well. And next week we'll delving into more on the heart and brain health topics. This is the book I'm taking this information from, Healthy Heart, Healthy Brain by Dr. Bradley Bale and Amy Donin, who's a doctorate of nurse practitioner. Dr. Bale is a medical doctor. And this book is something you can buy on Amazon. It's written for lay people. It's a tool that they created for you to read and be able to advocate for your health. So this is not a medical book, that it's not written for medical people. It's a medical evidence-based book, but it's written for lay people with no medical background to empower you and educate you on how you can make changes. So I encourage you, there's so much great information and tools in this book, to go ahead and get that from Amazon and read that book. But that's where I'm going to be taking the information for this series. So until next time, guys, I want you to just know that I'm so grateful for you, and please be safe. And I will see you next week with another part to this series, building on arterial health, heart health, and brain health. So exciting. Take care.